Shut up and sit down.
What's going on, guys? This is the MMA Complex. My name is Josh.
And I'm James.
We're back in a brand new studio. This is obviously a work in progress. Got to get this all figured out, the background, this whole thing. So hopefully the next time you guys see us, it's going to be a completely different setup.
It's a nice room to home.
Yeah. It's a nice room, plenty of space. Just got to rearrange it, but we have these Mexican blankets right behind us.
Yeah.
It fits the people that are talking to you right now. If you guys are watching on YouTube, if you guys are listening, like, subscribe on YouTube, and subscribe to the channel on iTunes and Spotify and all those other. You can find us everywhere and anywhere. But if you can go and support the YouTube channel, because we put a lot of work into what you guys see. Maybe not, at least James got a haircut and all that. I'm usually wear a hat because usually my hair is all busted.
Yeah.
But yeah, we put a lot of work into like the set and what you guys see. So, go and check out our YouTube and support it. And then
exactly.
This episode unofficially brought to you by Guinness Extra Stout right here.
Delicious.
Got some Dr. Jekyll, beer glasses right here.
Yeah, this beer is kind of like in cahoots with this weekend, right?
Yeah.
We got an Irish fighter.
Yeah, you're right.
Fighting this weekend, so this is homage to Conor.
Yep. Man, this weekend is the weekend I think everybody's been waiting for since end of December. We took the holidays off from from any fights or any big fights at least, and then this fight we've been waiting for. I think on this show we'll probably recap some of the past events. We had two UFC events that we covered. We previewed last Saturdays, but we haven't recapped it. Then you had the Magni and Kiesa on Wednesday, and then Conor and Poirier is this weekend. So we're looking at, in terms of news, not a lot of news. Before we get into the fights that happened recently, Khabib has been the talk of the town, and I'm not sure if you paid attention to any of that, but there was really nothing there. There was no big announcement. I think
Dana wants to talk to him about coming back.
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. I think for all the fighters who quote unquote retired, I think Khabib's serious about it, and I think he is done with MMA.
Yeah, I think because he's not one of those guys that
wishy-washy.
Wishy-washy when it comes to retirement, and takes two fights off and then comes back and retires or fights, retires, and then fights, retires. This guy's like, my mom doesn't want me to fight. My dad passed away. He wanted me to get to 30-0, but none of these matchups really excite me, and my mom wants me to kind of retire. And he's that type of person that will listen to his mother.
Yeah. I mean, it'd be nice for him to get that 30-0 because I don't know, 29-0 just seems like it's unfinished, an unfinished professional career.
Yeah. And I know he did have something to say, I guess, to Dana, and that he hopes after this weekend that he's going to see something that excites him. Maybe Chandler destroys Hooker, or Hooker destroys... Even if Hooker destroys Chandler, I don't see him getting up for that. I think Chandler has got to defeat Hooker, and that will get him excited. Poirier... He already beat Poirier. That's not... Conor's got to...
Pretty easily.
Basically, Conor and Chandler have to excite him this weekend. And if they don't excite him this weekend, that's it.
Yeah. Well, I think Conor, especially with Conor, someone who wants to fight Khabib and get that rematch. I think he has to really impress, quote unquote, Khabib. But I think with Poirier, I think the first fight was pretty easily, a pretty one-sided fight.
Definitely. I was in attendance of that fight.
With the Khabib and Poirier?
No, with Conor. I'm sorry, Conor and Poirier.
Yeah. No, I'm saying that the first fight between Khabib and
it was
Poirier.
definitely one-sided for sure.
Yeah, one-sided for sure. So I think if anything, I think he's more interested in the Conor fight.
Yeah, because there's money to be made there. There's a rivalry. just to shut Conor's mouth up for good is enough to probably get him out of bed.
Yeah.
But yeah, for me, it's like I think if Poirier goes out there and just starches Conor,
it wouldn't do much for Khabib.
It wouldn't do much for Khabib. He ran through Poirier.
Yeah.
And then Hooker is too low in the rankings and not an exciting guy for Khabib. So
I think the only fight that makes sense would be the GSP if GSP comes back.
Yeah, but I think they already squashed that one. I don't think GSP is looking to come back.
He's not.
Plus, I don't think he's looking to cut weight that much weight. Like 170 was already tough for him.
Yeah.
To cut down to 155,
yeah, because his last fight was at 185.
Yeah, even if he goes down to 165 or 60, it's a lot of weight.
Yeah, it is a lot of weight.
So I don't think GSP doesn't want to do that, and GSP doesn't want to tarnish his record anymore. What if he loses to Khabib?
I know. That's too much. Yeah, too much risk with no reward.
Yeah, no reward. And then what if Khabib gets starched? He doesn't. You got beat by a bigger guy. I guess it doesn't really. Do much to hurt your thing. You guys are two of the best still, but it's more of a win-win for I think Khabib.
Yeah, definitely.
So yeah, this past weekend, in terms of fights, there's not a lot. I don't know if there's anything that we really need to touch on that's like really, really poignant. Conor did mention in an interview though with BT Sports, that he notices that Jake Paul or Logan Paul or whichever one, I think it was Jake Paul, calling him out. He was asked about it.
Yeah,
called him a confused little boy.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it excites him that much. Which I thought it was a perfect response. Just dismiss him as like this, this kid that's seeking attention. He's like, I don't know. I don't know what he said about him. But basically that he's strange young boy. Basically, like, I guess if he wants to, you know what I mean. He wants to get in there. I guess we could probably do it, but it's not in his radar right now.
No, I think it's Khabib, right? That he wants to fight.
Yeah, and I think Jake Paul responded calling him chicken. But I don't think that's gonna.
He has to say something back.
Yeah, he's got to say something back. But I don't think that's gonna get Conor out of bed for the fight. I mean,
because it's like. It's another no risk. I mean, high risk, no reward.
Yeah,
for that fight too.
Whereas a fight with Pacquiao is a high risk, high reward.
Yeah,
if he goes, he's supposed to go in there to lose, and people are going to expect him to lose, and so he's the underdog. But then he also cashes in a huge check.
Yeah,
with Logan Paul or Jake Paul. He's expected to go in there and win, and if he doesn't win in dominant fashion, it's going to make him look bad.
Oh, definitely.
And that's probably worth more than the check. Looking bad against Jake Paul, you know what I mean? Who's not even a professional fighter, really.
Yeah, exactly.
And not to mention a much bigger guy. He's younger, in his early 20s, athletic, is no joke, and a much bigger guy than Conor is.
Yeah.
So
definitely
with some legit athletic skills, so you can't take those guys lightly. What else is out there in the news? Anything you noticed? Anything that caught your eye? We did have a UFC release today in terms of a cut.
Oh.
Did you hear about Otman Azatar or whatever?
Oh no, I didn't hear it.
Yeah, so somebody in his team there was somebody outside the bubble that wanted to get in or needed to get in for whatever reason. They cut off their wristbands or did something in order to get that person in. And then the UFC officials and the Saudi or people, whatever, police, military, whoever's around there guarding the area, found out about it and then tried to question the person, and the person was like, not cooperative, and then UFC Dana White got wind of it and cut the guy immediately. Imagine that.
Damn. Why would you even think that's a good idea?
I know.
That's the stupidest thing.
And honestly, that's probably the best result, because I was thinking about it, I was like, damn, that's kind of drastic, but you know what? These guys are UFC fighters, and number one, they don't get paid a lot.
No.
So it's not, you can't just be like an NBA person, like what's his name, the one that on the
Kyrie Irving.
Yeah, like Kyrie Irving, or the one that was on the Clippers that went to the strip club.
Oh, Lou
Williams. You can't just be like a Lou Williams, get fined $50,000 and be okay with it. You know what I mean? Like,
oh no, that's someone's purse right there.
So in the UFC,
that's kind of sad, no?
Yes, it's very sad.
Okay, so then they're $50,000.
Yeah,
ain't shit.
Yeah, $50 pair of chicken, and I got to spank some booty. You know what I mean? Like, I think as far as the UFC, it's
that's a big payday.
That's
for someone.
You know, just cut me.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go fight for another organization. Don't worry about it. I understand.
Because I mean, Anthony Davis from the Lakers, I think he signed a 5-year deal for $190 million.
Yeah,
$190 million to shoot a basketball through a hoop. That's fucking crazy.
Dude, it's sad, honestly. Like we got into fighter pay before, but I saw one of Angela Hill's posts, and she was looking good. She was in a dress, showing off her legs. She got the long braids, heading out the door. But you could clearly tell she's in an apartment. You know, and I'm like, this is a high level, top 10 UFC fighter, professional UFC fighter, the biggest organization in the world as far as MMA goes, and she doesn't even own a home. You know what I mean? Probably still pays rent.
Damn.
You know what I mean?
That sucks.
It sucks. It's horrible, man. It's really, really horrible. And then you have Dana out here going after oh yeah, let's talk about that too. The streamers.
Oh yeah.
Dana going after streamers. And I'm like, I'm trying to think like he's going after, I don't know if he's going after, I know a lot of people are worried out there. They're going to be, they're going to have the FBI knocking on their door. They're going to get like a letter in the mail like I am. But I think what people are worried about and what Dana's more concerned about are the people that put up the streams, the people that you find on Periscope and like other places that are just putting up these illegal streams and everybody's watching them. I don't think he's going to go after the 100 or so thousand people that are watching that stream. He's going to go after... It would be
impossible to go after...
Very, very difficult. And I think he's going to go after those people, that put up the stream and find them and maybe threaten them with prison time and all that stuff.
Fuck.
So that's good. That if you're a streamer, if you're an illegal streamer, like where you're posting up that link in that feed, damn, good luck to you. I mean, I think your chances are fairly okay, but some of you out there on those major sites, you better be careful.
Yeah, especially the major sites.
Yeah, like Periscope. They're watching Periscope.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Because I used to intern at the UFC, and Periscope was on their radar, for sure.
Really?
Yeah, Periscope was on their radar.
Oh shit!
And at that time, Periscope was kind of new.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're definitely. And plus, what the reason Dana's so excited is because on the last budget bill that they passed earlier this year in Congress, there was a harsher penalties for illegal streaming.
Oh fuck!
For piracy. So that's why he's like all about it.
Damn, that's fucking crazy.
Yep.
Wow.
And he was in Dana White or Donald Trump's good graces, so I'm sure he had connection to the some FBI connections.
What about the whole? Fuck, I have something to say about some news. Oh yeah, about Conor being sued.
Oh well, from what I heard, it was, and it came and went, and I think it's still around. But from what I hear, it's
like the same 2 years ago, right?
Yeah, from what I hear, it's the same person.
Oh, okay.
The same girl that sued him like a year or two ago, claiming that I think he assaulted her or showed his dick or I don't know what.
Oh, what a savage!
Yeah. I don't know what the issue was, but they dismissed it over there in Ireland.
Oh, okay.
They dismissed the charges. She's just filing it over here in New York or something like that. So
I saw his kids on the audience today. They're fucking big, huh?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
That was quick, huh?
Yeah.
The little boy's like a 3-year-old, I think.
Yeah.
And then the little girl's like 1. She's already 2. She's already walking.
I mean, the wife's smart. I mean, she knows.
She's pregnant again. He's expecting a 3rd.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she knows that her husband's fucking sucking some other monkey out there, but
she's got to at least suspect it. But you know what? I think she's his ride or die, and I think she gives him the benefit of the doubt. And I think for the most part, I think he's from what I think he's fine. I think he goes wild sometimes, so I think he's got to be careful.
In a while though, like he's completely different from the Conor.
Right?
Like
right? Yeah,
2-3 years ago.
yeah.
He's a more humble,
calmer person.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell even just the build up to this fight.
Yeah, small stuff doesn't sweat him anymore.
Yeah. All right. So this past couple of days, okay, so we had two events that we need to get to. Obviously, the UFC on ABC 1, Holloway and Cater, and then you have the Kiesa versus Magni. So we'll touch on those 2 fights alone because there's a lot on the fights on those cards.
Yeah.
UFC on ABC 1, I heard, did all right. It did 1.8, 1.6. I don't know what the heck it capped out at.
It's a family network, so I wasn't really expecting the best.
No, and they're comparing it to UFC's last Fox run, which did it roughly around the same, but honestly, it did less than that. And this is a far better card I think,
yeah.
and fight. The things that have changed is that streaming has changed since then. UFC on ESPN Plus. I watched it on UFC on ESPN Plus. I didn't really, need to go on ABC and watch it there. So that one takes a huge chunk out of the numbers, and then 2, not huge names aside from Holloway, who people might recognize.
Even
not big names.
Yeah,
it's in the middle of like the afternoon, and it's up against football playoffs.
Oh yeah, good luck.
Yeah, and then I think it was over by like 3 p.m., 3 p.m. or 2 p.m. I don't know what it was, and the whole card was done. So it's I don't know. It had a lot going up against it. I'm not surprised by the numbers. If they do it like an evening card with a big name, your numbers will probably do a lot better. They'll probably get 2.5.
Yeah. This is like a
3,
like a Friday night card or like a midweek.
Friday night card, midweek. Don't go up against the
NBA or
the NFL or any playoffs. I mean, it's just no one's. You're not going to get the
no, for sure.
And if you are, at least get a big name on there.
Yeah. Maybe like a Wednesday, Friday, like one of those
something
2 days.
Like that.
Yeah.
But all the cards have been pretty early, except tomorrow's. So, Holloway Cater. What's your takeaways?
I mean,
Jesus Christ,
beast.
Jesus
He's a fucking beast,
fucking Christ, dude.
I mean, he came back to prove a point and to show that that he's back and don't count him out. Basically. And I'll be guilty as I wouldn't say I counted him out. I just didn't know if he was evolving as much as he needed to compete against a new breed of guys. Yeah. And it's not like Cater's any slouch. He's a freaking beast. So, and even then, I still think that, what Holloway showed was his, he had a point to prove. He came out super aggressive like he knew he should and needed to. And threw everything he had at Cater and didn't even take his foot off the gas. Not once. He didn't let him breathe at all.
Yeah.
Because usually Holloway's a slow starter for the most part.
Yeah. And which I think those Volkanovski fights were, the best thing that happened to him because they forced him to adapt, to change, and he did that in the second fight. And then he game planned for Cater and knew that Cater was a slow starter, and he went at him, like from the opening bell, and did not let and damaged him so bad so early that Cater really had nothing left in the latter rounds.
No, he didn't. I'm surprised it went, the whole 5 rounds.
Yeah.
Imagine going home after that winning and getting a...
Getting what?
Oh, to hook up with his girl.
Oh, okay. You're talking about, I don't know whose point of view you were coming. I don't know. Cater, like flying home after that.
Oh no, sorry. Yeah, Holloway
from Dubai. I was like,
Holloway going back. Oh my god.
All right, so a couple of things we could take away. That at least from the fight, we know that Max had something to prove. That he threw everything but the kitchen sink at Cater. Did he show you anything new?
I mean, a more aggressive style.
Yeah, aggressive style. Huh?
I think as far as technique or fighting goes, not really. Just that he can, if he fights his way and pushes forward and not let his foot off the gas pedal. I mean, the gas pedal. I think he'd be a more dominant fighter.
Yeah.
His conditioning looked great too. For me, I saw a spinning back kick.
elbows. Those were kind of new. But for the most part, yeah, I think it was just, you know what I think it was is the game planning. He knew who he had in front of him. He didn't stick with his usual style of fighting. He changed it up for Cater specifically. He was like, I don't have to worry about leg kicks. I'm gonna go at him full force because I know he's a slow starter. I'm gonna throw everything I got, which I use everything. And so I think I don't think Cater. I think it took Cater by surprise, and I think Cater was expecting the usual Max, and not this aggressive full arsenal Max. And it was like, so Max. I think what Max showed. I think is his ability to kind of adapt which he did in the second Volkanovski.
Definitely did, yeah.
For Cater, damn, that's a tough loss.
It is.
It's probably even worse than getting just knocked out.
Yeah, because he got dominated for 5 rounds. But I think with Cater, like, you know, he could look at it as a fight that he could look back and kind of grow from it because he fought the cream of the crop of that division.
Yeah.
You know, former champion.
Basically, a lot of people consider that to be the title fight.
Yeah, and even though he got his ass handed to him, I think he can walk away and learn what not to do next time. And I think a fight like this would help him as a fighter because he's still young.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's young in the game. He's a little older than Max, but yes, he's young in the game. I think it can show him that he needs to work on his slow startedness. Yeah. You know, and
his defense a little bit,
and you know, I don't know. Maybe don't get so flustered when somebody changes what you expect them to do.
Yeah,
I don't know.
And all that comes from experience, and I think he could bounce back and maybe change up those holes in his game.
Yeah, because that's a tough loss.
It's still a tough loss, especially like, you know, he got handled pretty bad.
Yeah, because it's not like you can make
it's an ego crusher for sure.
Oh yeah, huge ego. It's probably the worst because it's not like you can go there and be like, oh well, I just, you know, if I would have done this, I would have had him, or if I would have,
all those what ifs are gone.
Yeah, if I would have like eked out the 5th round, I could have, you know, but no, he got dominated.
Yeah. And then once Holloway like hurt him, I think he took his will right there.
Yeah, and it's like, what do you got to think like, damn, he's not even the belt holder. Like he got to think of his championship prospect. Yeah. Like, damn, I can't even get through. I had to get through Max, and I got demolished by Max.
You got home for sure,
and he's not even the champion. I have Volkanovski. What is Volkanovski?
I mean, it shows him where he's at in his career and what he needs to change. Yeah,
and it just shows that he went up against Max at the wrong time.
Yeah,
yeah.
Because Max is coming off of 2 losses.
2 losses, something to prove, and
he had a chip on his shoulder, and he had a lot of people, you know, whispering that he's done.
Yeah, and even Cater was like calling him a freshman and saying that he had the better boxing, and it was crazy. Max was even like pointing to the judges and like not even looking at Cater, and like I'm the better boxer, and then jabbed Cater.
I know. It was embarrassing him.
Oh my god, it was. Damn, it was something to see, man. It was crazy, man. Yeah. As far as the other fight this past Wednesday, it was Kiesa and Magni. Great fight. You know, the card was pretty good. You know, Wally Alves really showed something. Called out Nate Diaz, kind of a weak ass call out, but. I don't like guys smoke weed. I want to fight you, stuff like that, and I'm like,
that's not gonna. Yeah, Nate's gonna fucking just laugh it off.
Get it, you know. But I mean, Wally Alves is a scary dude because that guy took a couple of years off, injuries, and then he's a beast, man.
Yeah,
huge for that division. Took out a big up and coming guy who has an insane striking, Murad Laziz. I didn't recognize his name before, but he was the guy that took out the African fighter and just was just throwing like beautiful like technique. I forgot his name. But Kiesa and Magni, you know, I think it was similar styles. Kiesa was just a step ahead and dominated the fight for the most part. And I think Kiesa had a great call out with Colby Covington. I think what did he say? He's like, "Oh, the election's done. Your shtick is over. I want you next, Colby."
Oh, damn, that's great.
I thought that was a great call out. Perfect timing. I think he's built himself up on the commentating booth and in his record to justify that fight.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Who do you see winning that fight? That's a tough one.
I like Kiesa.
I like Kiesa too. I think.
Yeah. He's a bigger fighter.
Mm-hmm.
He's like Kobe, where his wrestling, he has great submission.
Yeah.
I think his length is going to help him out.
He's tough.
Yeah, he's tough as nails. He can take a shot.
Well rounded.
Yeah, his submission game is awesome. His wrestling is good. He's tall and he can keep Kobe at bay with his length.
Now I think what Colby has on him is probably just the pace,
right?
and the boxing.
Yeah.
So it's going to be interesting if those two meet up. I think it's a great one. I don't know if Colby's going against Masvidal. I don't think that they've committed to that fight.
No. Fuck Masvidal.
Yeah, no. All right, let's get into 257. That's this weekend. Great card, great main event. So we'll talk about that right now. All right, so this weekend, UFC 257. I think we were the card we've been waiting for, the fight we've been waiting for. So it's headlined by Dustin Poirier, Conor McGregor. This is on Kiesa Island, obviously Fight Island, Abu Dhabi. Main card. Prelims. On prelims, you got Sarah McMahon, Juliana Pena, which I'm looking forward to that one.
Oh yeah, I mean I fucking hate Juliana Pena.
She's coming off of the last too. She got choked out the last one.
Yeah.
So
I hope Sarah McMahon just beats her ass.
I really do. I really hope so. Rooting for Sarah. Sarah's been on this show a couple times. If you guys haven't seen those episodes, check them out. They're great.
She's so hot. I do. I also was jealous when she got pregnant.
she's you know what? She's got a better body than me and her new. She's got a way better body, but man, she's got something, man. She's cute, man.
She's sexy.
And all with all due respect, Sarah, you're still a very attractive fighter. I don't know. She's got something like this, like personality and this like look.
Super nice.
She's really pretty though, man. I don't know.
And I remember when I found out she got pregnant, I was thinking to myself, I wonder like what position he was in when he fucking blew his load.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe we can ask her.
Hopefully behind. That'd been awesome.
But what else?
That pisses me off to this fucking day. God damn it.
So Sarah McMahon and Juliana Pena on the card. Prelims. Marcin Pracino versus Khalil Roundtree. Antonio Carlos Jr. versus Brad Tavares. Matt Frivola versus Arman Sarkanian, who I think was supposed to fight the guy that got fired recently.
I mean, I think Sarah and Julia should headline the prelims.
I think so too.
I don't know why they're so low on the card.
I think they should headline the prelims too.
They need to place some of these like main card fighters.
Yeah, maybe the
Amanda.
No, I like that. The Miranda Hebes though.
Yeah.
Maybe the Mahmoud, Murad and Sanchez. You could do that as a headliner and move up Sarah.
Yeah,
because Sarah Juliana Pena, that's a good fight, and their names in the division.
Yeah, and it'd be all girls except for the main event.
All the girls except for the main. Yeah. They should have done that. Oh well, whatever. Amanda Hebes. Speaking of Amanda Hebes, who's another. She's probably my UFC crush. Amanda Hebes.
She's sexy.
She is just the personality, the looks, the body, the Brazilianness, the tan, just everything about her.
Yep.
Just
I completely agree.
And she fights amazing, great.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
She's a fantastic striker and jiu-jitsu on top of that. Amanda Hebes is, I'm sure a lot of guys freaking, UFC crush, but Marina Rodriguez, she's fighting Marina Rodriguez. That's going to be a great fight. She was supposed to fight. Who she was supposed to fight? Her original opponent. Karate Hottie, which I would have way preferred to see. I would have.
That'd have been a great fight.
And here's the thing too. You have Karate Hottie who pulled out of this fight, which, as far as I'm concerned, is probably good. Better for her because I think Amanda Hebes would have beat her. But I'm thinking, she undisclosed reasons. whatever the reasons are. And then you see her doing this dance video with her and Holly Holm and Clarissa Shields.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, aren't you? You just pulled out of a fight. What the fuck? What are you doing? Like,
Yeah, it makes you look like a punk.
it makes you look like a fucking punk.
Yeah.
Like, you just pulled out of a fight a couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
and then you're doing a dance video.
Of all things, dancing.
A dance video. You're obviously not hurt. Like,
Yeah.
would you get COVID?
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure you could take
Yeah.
easy for a couple weeks.
Mhm. Yeah,
So,
that's kind of weird.
Yeah, maybe that I was suspect all day, man. I'm like, oh, you chickened out. You knew you did not want that fight.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So Marina Rodriguez is, up for it. I hope Amanda Hebes
And
goes.
she's dancing, so it makes you seem like, is she okay with not fighting?
Yeah, are you okay with it? You don't need the money,
she's
I
like-
guess, or
She seems like she's happy, so whatever.
All right. So I would hope Amanda Hebes gets past Marina Rodriguez and then fights Karate Hottie later
Yeah,
on.
and fucks her
I
up.
want to see that happen.
Yeah.
Mahmoud Muradov versus Andrew Sanchez. I'm more familiar with Muradov. I'm not with Sanchez, so let's leave that one. Joanne Calderwood, Jessica I. How do you see that one going?
Jessica, I just think that Calderwood isn't very consistent,
She's not.
and she gets hurt a lot too.
Super slow starter.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
Actually-
Jessica,
Slow all the way through, if
Yeah.
anything.
yeah, that's just a guy.
Yeah, I think Jessica I too. Technique-wise, I say Joanna's probably better, but it's just her energy level so low that it's
I mean, speaking of monotone, she's a
yeah.
epitome of monotone.
Yeah, and she's aggressive fighters, that are well-rounded could, give her trouble. So Jessica is a pretty solid, person, solid athlete. Michael Chandler, Dan Hooker.
Just making his long-awaited UFC debut.
Yep, we're finally gonna see it.
I mean, I can't. I'm gonna go with Hooker.
You can go with Hooker.
I'm going Hooker.
I think it's a good, safe bet. You got Hooker, who's established in the UFC, and that's not easy to do. Tall,
I just think that Hooker's
well-rounded.
he's a more rounded fighter. He has more
great camp,
tools in his tool bag.
great team he comes from.
Yeah, I think he's just a better fighter all around.
I think so too. Damn, that's a hard one to pick. I'm gonna go with Chandler because I want everything I already told you. I want Chandler. I hope Chandler wins because I want to see him against the top of the division.
Yeah,
If he can't beat Dan Hooker, then he's got to fight number 10 or whatever. And I'm like, I don't want to.
because I sat here thinking about this fight, and I just think of all those Bellator fights where I see Chandler struggling with guys that will get their ass handed in the UFC.
Yeah,
So
and it's not the Chandler that was 5 years ago, or
Yeah.
not the Chandler. You know what I mean? So he's an
he's up there
older
in
guy.
age, and Hooker's he's young, up and coming, and he's a beast.
I think Dan Hooker's a good bet. Plus, he's got those knees that just are killer, and Chandler's a smaller guy, and it could catch him coming in.
Mhm.
All right, Poirier versus Conor. Want to talk about the weigh-ins?
Yeah, I mean Poirier looked like a giant compared to Conor.
Huge.
He's so big. I mean, like we were discussing this off camera. I mean, this is a 155-pound fight. We used to seeing Conor at 145, although we saw him fight at 155
Yeah.
against Nate. But he's primarily a 145 fighter, and he looks a bit small for this division.
Yeah, which you never really say, but it's hard. It when you see him against a guy like Poirier,
Yeah,
who's made the move and done been up at 155 for quite a while now.
yeah, he's experienced. He
Yeah,
looks.
he looks-
155. He's solid.
He looks big,
Mhm.
and the same thing that happened to Max too. Max,
Yeah, it was very reminiscent to that fight.
yeah,
And to that weigh-in.
you thought they were pretty even until
Yeah.
Max goes up there and like, oh fuck, man,
Yeah,
Poirier's fucking big.
He's like a midget.
Yeah.
compared to
And just wide, and arms are huge, and I'm like yeah, even at the weigh-ins, Poirier looked massive compared to Conor, and I'm like, I just never thought I would see that.
Yeah. It's hard to count out Conor just because it's Conor, and we know what he does best, and what he does best, usually he's really successful at. But I don't know. I saw that weigh-in today, and I just saw the size difference, and this is a more mature Poirier, a better fighter than how he was 4 years ago, or however long ago when they fought, and I think I have to go with Poirier this time, man.
I think it's a pretty safe bet. One, he's much bigger and comfortable at this weight class. He's had a really good run so far at the weight class and has been very active.
He's fought the best of the best.
Yeah, he's fought pretty much the best of the division. Definitely a much mature fighter in terms of overall skill and style. I think he's relatively the same. He's added some, minor technique adjustments here and there, and maybe some extra tools. But for the most part, he throws a lot of the same stuff. And I'm not saying that's it against him, but I think that'll play into Conor's favor. I think he knows what he's going to get. As far as technique, it's fairly similar to what he got before.
Yeah.
And so the only hurdles Conor has in this fight, I think, is the time off. The time off from active top level competition. Like Cowboy was top level, but Cowboy's been on a down slope, and not like Poirier is.
His conditioning.
Yeah. And if it goes the distance, his conditioning. I think Conor is fairly safe in the fact that there's not going to be a huge amount of wrestling, but he's got to watch out for.
Well, maybe there is. Maybe that's Poirier's game plan to throw him off.
But I think Conor's done pretty well in terms of advancing his wrestling. I don't think it's going to be a huge problem for him. I think what's going to be a hard thing for him is pacing and avoiding any big punches from Poirier, because Poirier is going to carry a lot more weight this time around. So it's going to be very
or try even moving around. Like if Poirier gets him like in according to some dirty boxing, it's going to take a lot out of Conor. Yeah,
because if he catches him or if he tires him out, which most likely is going to be the case if Poirier wins, is tire him out. That's going to be challenging for Conor to overcome that, because he's not going to submit him. He's not going to out wrestle him. So it's going to be all whatever he can do on the feet. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting, man. Yeah. I hope Conor wins, because I'm going for Conor. I think he still has what it takes to probably win this fight, even with Poirier's growth as a fighter. I think Conor has all the tools necessary to win this fight, and I think he is motivated to make a solid run. And he's just waiting on the UFC to line him up. So I think this is the maybe for Poirier the wrong time to fight Conor. He should have fought him maybe a while back, but when he was taking it easy. But it's going to be interesting to see how this goes. I don't know. I'm going to go with Conor.
Yeah.
I don't know about 60 seconds. Definitely probably in the first two, maybe.
Yeah,
for sure.
Maybe the third round.
But I wouldn't even down Conor hanging in there to the fourth, fifth. Maybe winning a couple more rounds than like he did with Diaz. Mm-hmm. You know, just winning majority of the fight. I can see that happening.
Yeah.
All right. Make sure you guys. That'll be our show. So thank you guys for watching, listening. Make sure you subscribe, like, share. And just want you guys to help us support the show by doing all that. And you can find us everywhere: Spotify, YouTube,
all that good stuff. And
iTunes.
Giant fight this weekend, and we're gonna break it all down next week on next week's episode. But until then, enjoy the fights, enjoy your week.